In a magical forest where the trees whispered secrets and the streams hummed ancient melodies, lived a cunning and clever red fox named Reynard. Reynard was unlike any other fox in the forest, for he possessed an enchanted tail that sparkled with mystical colors whenever he used its magical powers. One day, as Reynard was exploring a hidden glade, he stumbled upon a sparkling gemstone nestled amidst the flowers. Little did he know that this gem was no ordinary stone but a magical artifact from a long-lost era. As Reynard curiously touched the gem, a surge of magical energy coursed through him. To his surprise, he discovered that his tail now possessed extraordinary powers. With a flick of his tail, he could disappear into thin air, leaving behind only a trail of shimmering stardust. Reynard was both thrilled and cautious about his newfound abilities. He decided to keep his magical tail a secret, fearing that others might try to exploit its power. Instead, he used it to help those in need and bring joy to the creatures of the forest. One day, as Reynard was frolicking near the edge of the forest, he overheard a group of worried rabbits. Their burrow was flooding due to heavy rain, and they had nowhere to go. Reynard knew he had to help them. With a swift flick of his magical tail, Reynard conjured a shimmering shield that protected the rabbits' burrow from the rising waters. The grateful rabbits cheered, and from that day on, they affectionately called him the Guardian Fox. Word of Reynard's magical tail spread throughout the forest. Animals from all corners sought his help with various problems. He mended broken nests, found lost treasures, and even used his magic to create rain during a dry day. However, not all creatures in the forest saw Reynard's actions in a positive light. A jealous and cunning wolf named Fang, who had always envied Reynard's cleverness, plotted to steal his magic and use its powers for his own gain. One moonlit night, while Reynard was resting under a canopy of stars, Fang and his pack surrounded him. They demanded that Reynard hand over his magic, or they would chase him out of the forest forever. Reynard knew he couldn't let the magic fall into the wrong hands. With a swift flick, he vanished into thin air, leaving Fang and his pack bewildered and frustrated. From that moment on, Reynard became even more discreet with his magic, only using it when absolutely necessary. He continued to help the animals of the forest and became a legendary figure, whispered about in bedtime stories and campfire tales. As the years passed, Reynard's fame grew, but so did the temptation to use his magical tail more freely. Yet, he remained steadfast in his belief that magic was meant to be used responsibly and selflessly. One day, as Reynard sat atop a hill overlooking the forest he loved, he made a solemn vow. He decided to give up his magical tail voluntarily, knowing that the forest and its inhabitants could thrive without it. With a heartfelt farewell to the gemstone that had granted him the magical powers, Reynard's tail returned to its ordinary red color. Although he no longer had the gift of magic, the animals of the forest respected him more than ever for his selflessness and wisdom. Reynard lived the rest of his days as a beloved elder of the forest, sharing his wisdom and tales of his magical adventures with the young animals. And though he no longer wielded enchanting powers, the legend of Reynard, the fox with a magic tail, lived on in the hearts of all who knew him.